Glenn Greenwald, thank you very much. Happy holidays. Enjoy Rio.
Same to you.
I want to bring in Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz to get his reaction to those comments. And Professor, we are going to have you on and brought you on to talk about a completely different subject, but I know that you have some thoughts on this from a legal perspective.
Well, Snowden says it's always better to ask than to spy. My response would be it's always better to ask than to reveal secrets, some of which may have a negative effect on the national security of the United States. There's no reason why Snowden couldn't have gone to the House Intelligence Committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee, and said, look, there's this horrible program that the NSA is conducting. I'm not going to tell you what's in the confidential material. I'm not going to release it because that would be a crime and that would endanger the national security of the United States. But I want you and the Americans to know that this program is being conducted, and then leave it to responsible legislatures to respond. His taking the law into his own hands clearly is a crime. It may be a crime that served some bigger interest, but let him not make the excuse that he had no alternative. He had an alternative to reveal it to the proper authorities first. If that didn't work, then maybe he could engage in civil disobedience. But civil disobedience should always be a last resort, not a first resort.
But I'm sure you know this, Professor Dershowitz, that the intelligence committees did know. In fact, there were two Democratic senators who sit on that committee, Mark Udall and Ron Wyden, who were very engaged in trying to stop this internally. And they also felt hamstrung because they couldn't talk about it. They sort of tried to go as far as they could in public.
But then he could have gone public and he could have said, here's this information, the Intelligence Committee has it, they won't reveal it. I'm not going to reveal the information, I'm just going to tell you that there is this information. There was no really good reason for revealing the intelligence information itself as distinguished from the program without at least trying step by step. And so I think he put he used illegality as a first recourse rather than as a last recourse. As far as Greenwald is concerned, you know, he's an ideologue. I don't think he would have revealed this information if it had been critical of Venezuela or Cuba or the Palestinian Authority. You know, he doesn't like America. He doesn't like Western democracies. He's never met a terrorist he didn't like. So he's a very hard left ideologue that uses this to serve his political agenda, not simply to reveal information in a neutral way. That makes him very different from Wikileaks, I think.
Well, he's not here to defend himself, and just to be fair, I think he would call himself somebody who's for civil liberties, and not that he doesn't like America, but I won't put words in his mouth, but I just think for fairness I should describe how he describes himself.
Let's see him reveal information critical of countries he supports rather than countries he opposes. Then I'll believe him.
Fair point. We'll see about that. Stick around, though. We're going to bring you back later to talk about Utah's ruling on same-sex marriage.